Hi, in this tutorial we're going to review the research screen in Digital Measures. So let's get started. Click on the research hot link in the main menu to open up the submenu for research screen. Research projects should be entered by the lead PNWU person involved in the research. This may or may not be the PI for the research. It is best if there are multiple PNWU people involved in the research project to discuss who will be responsible for entering and tracking the project data in Digital Measures with the entire group of PNWU members. Once the lead person enters the research information and all of the project participants, all PNWU staff and/or faculty listed will be able to view the research project details in their own research screen within Digital Measures. They will not, however, have the ability to change the information in the research project. That can only be done by the person that originally entered the project into Digital Measures. If you see a discrepancy in the research data, contact the lead research person for the research to have it corrected. Digital Measures will automatically put your research entries into sending date order for you. The records you create in this screen are used to populate your resume, CV, and faculty evaluation reports. To add a new research project, click on the Add a New Item button at the top. That will open up a blank screen for you to enter your research project information. Keep in mind that the fields that have the red asterisks next to them are required in order for you to save your entry. So even with the study title, if you don't have an official study title yet, just put in a preliminary title for now so that you can go ahead and save this entry. And then you can always come back through the edit icon and edit your title at a later time. Think of this research activity as a project tracking mechanism somewhat. I mean, it's a place where you record where you are currently status-wise with your project. So it should be something that you come back to every couple of months or something and go ahead and change your status to reflect where you are with that project. Or if you have, if your status significantly changes, then go ahead and go in and update that status within this system. I'm just going to put in a test study, a research study. So I've already put in this for a title, and then you have a drop-down menu. So you choose what type of a study is this. And if you don't see what you want from the drop-down, you can always choose other, and then go ahead and just type what that other would be. Is the research study sponsored? Meaning, does it have funding? You have to manage a budget, or is it non-sponsored? Not funded, does not require management of a budget. And if it's sponsored, then you would answer this question, obviously, if I said non-sponsored. So keep in mind that if it is a sponsored, PNWU is also in this list. So, but there is quite a few different possible funding organizations, but you also have other. If you don't find the funding organization that you're looking for, you can always type it into that. Field of study. If you click on this little question mark, it'll explain to you what this question is about. This question helps us to track progress on our COM program goal B2. And so then, if you're not sure what B2 is, you can always go and look up that COM program goal on our website. So this is a required, so we need to decide whether or not it's in the field of biomedical science, clinical medicine, OMM, or public health. You can also put not applicable, or if you want to, if it's a different field of study, perhaps it's higher education, you could type in, you could click other, and then type in higher education here and there. Does this study increase patient access to health care? I'm saying no, because this is not actually a healthcare subject that I'm pretending like I'm doing. Does this study improve the quality of patient care? Does this study have the potential to reduce healthcare costs? Is this study aimed specifically at osteopathic clinical practice involving OMM? And then the current study status. So if you're just currently developing the study, you could just choose in development, and then as you can see, as the study progresses, you can come in and change your study status to match whatever status it's currently in. Now you have the ability, just like with the presentations and publications and grant screens, to add multiple investigators here. And again, as I explained at the very beginning, one person should be putting this study in for the group of you if there are multiple people involved. So you're going to choose how many people that you need to add. Click add, and it will add those boxes, additional investigator boxes. And so it automatically lists me because I'm the person putting the study in. One thing that I still need to do here is to choose my role and then answer the question, am I a student or alum? And I'm going to say no. And then I'm going to go ahead and add the test staff member in here. So, and then again, answer that same role. So perhaps they're in a supporting role, and no. And then if I was going to add a student, I would put their first and last name here. And they're not PNWU. So this list here, which has the drop down, are PNWU people. So anybody that is a 0.2 and above should be on that list. And when you choose someone off of that list, then it actually will add this project, once you've saved it, to their screen as well in a view only status, so that they can see all the details of the project from their own login. What it doesn't give them is the ability to be able to edit any of the data. That ability only belongs to the person that actually put the data in. So if the person that you need to add to this study is not on this list, then you just follow these column headings up here of first, middle, and last to put their name in here. And you don't have to have a middle name if you don't want to. You don't even have to have a first name if you don't want to. If it's just a last name you want to add so that you remember that, yep, that's a person that I also have involved in this study, that's fine. But again, you're going to also choose the role, and then for this person I'm pretending like I have in here, yes, because I'm saying they are a student of PNWU. But again, the people that you add into these additional boxes here, they do not have a Digital Measures login, so they won't be able to see any of this information. It's really just for your record keeping purposes, as tracking who's involved in this study. There are additional funding questions down here, but they're not required, as you can see, because there's no red asterisks here. So it's totally up to you, to go ahead and fill these out. And of course, when you're still in the development status, you wouldn't even know about funding yet or award amounts. So, but again, this is the type of screen that you just keep coming back to and updating as things happen. And don't forget that you need to have at least a date, a month and a year in one of the date fields in order to save this activity. And so because I'm in the development stage, I'm going to say, okay, so, I just started this project. I started it today. And I don't even have to have a date. I'll just take the day out. I'm going to say I started in July of this year. And so I'm going to click Save and Return. And now it has saved that project here. And as you can see, when you first save a project, it will give you that green bar, and then slowly that green starts to fade away. It just kind of helps you if you're if you have a long list of projects in your screen, because Digital Measures is going to put that project in date order. Sometimes it might set that project kind of in the middle of the list, and so it helps you identify exactly where that project is once you go back to the screen. Okay, so I've shown you how to create a research activity. Now, to delete this activity, let's pretend like, we put it in, but it's really not an activity that we want to keep. There's a delete button up here, but as you can see right now, it's grayed out. I can't use that delete button. If I click on the checkbox next to the name of this research project, then suddenly that delete button became prominent. So this is a way for me to delete the project. You have to have that checkbox there. Now I'm going to uncheck the box for a second, and I'm going to make a copy of this project. I'm going to leave actually everything exactly the same, but I'm going to change the title to 2, and then I'm going to click Save and Return so that I have 2 copies. So here's the second one, and I did this so that I can show you, first of all, how to do a copy. It's really easy. You just hit that copy button, and then you can go in and change whatever you want to, and then click Save. But now I'm going to show you how to delete. So I'm going to click that checkbox, and then I can hit that delete button, and it's just going to ask me, am I sure I want to delete that? And I can say okay, and then now it's gone. Additionally, if let's just say that I want to search inside of this screen, you have that search bar that's available to you, and so you can actually do so. I'm trying to think of something I can search for. Let's search for higher education. So if I type that in and then I click search, so it brought this back up because I had typed higher education in this field. So it brought this up as the search. So you can see that if you had multiple research studies and you can't remember which one particularly that you're looking for, you have a little bit of text that might help you to limit your search. All you have to do is type that text into the search field, and then it'll bring up the activity that has that text in it within the research. Now you also have the ability to type that in the main menu. So if I click on Return to Main Menu and I type in higher education and then click the search button, That's funny, it didn't work when I pasted it in, but there we go. Okay, so I've got higher education in the search in the main menu, and now it's brought up several different activities because it's searching all of the activity screens and all of the activities, and so it found multiple things. But again, here is that test study that we know has higher education in it. But there's other things here also that have the words higher education, as you can see. So just to show you how strong that search capability is. So we're going to go back into the research screen. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to log out as myself, and I'm going to log back in as that test staff member, so that I can show you what that test staff member can see, because I had added that test staff member to this research project. So I'm going to log off here, and we're going to log back in. Okay, so now I'm logged in as the test staff member, and I'm going to open up that research screen, and here is that non-sponsored higher education. Actually, I think it was this one that I entered. Click on there. Yep, it was this one. So here it is, and as you can see, it's a view only status. The test staff member does not have the ability to make any changes in here. They can only view this activity. So hit return and cancel, and you can definitely tell that just by this icon. The looking glass kind of tells you that's it. It's a view only ability. Okay, so that's pretty much it for the research tutorial. Give me a call, send me an email if you have any questions regarding this screen or any of the other screens in Digital Measures. Thanks for viewing.